Welcome, everybody, to this edition of the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty. I'm your host, Bad Bubba Brewer, in the second podcast show of the week. That's right, but this show here, we are talking Pittsburgh Steelers football. But before we talk about Pittsburgh Steelers football, everybody, I just want to put a shout out to the Mega Cast Mania show that we did yesterday with my special guests, Chris and Donnie and Larry from Extreme Podcast, Rich Smoke, the smartest man in Philadelphia, and Shane, my special field correspondent, Stodmiller. Todd couldn't make it. Double D couldn't make it yesterday, but they did the first MegaCast Mania picks. I just want to give them a big shout out. And if you haven't seen it, get on the Triple B Experience YouTube channel and watch it. Laugh your ass off and be entertained. And we're also on Spotify. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's some Steeler news. Hey, Shane, what's going on? What's going on? There's some Steeler news. Now, we signed two players for the Pittsburgh Steelers from other teams at the end of last week. Okay, so one we signed was a nose tackle, and we definitely needed a nose tackle, guys. I don't know. I'm hoping that they draft one in the draft. And that would be great because Martavius Adams is a depth player, and that's just the way it is. So let me get to hey, Craig from Patton. Special fan from Craig. Thank you for all your support through these years, Craig. I appreciate it. And any topics you want to talk about to the Steelers, bring them on. You know what it is. It's the Black and Gold Triple B Dynasty show. Wednesdays where we talk Steeler stuff. And I'm going to get on Facebook here real quick. Technology. I got a new phone the other day. It's, it is what it is. It's awesome. But let me get to the Facebook site. And there we go. We got some. I got to download. There we go. Benjamin, our boy Benjamin. Thanks for tuning in to the Triple B Experience, Benjamin. I guarantee you're taking the Steelers to win the Super Bowl. Ha ha. So, yeah, that'll be awesome. But honestly, like I said, the Steelers did sign two players. One was a nose tackle, and the other one was a safety. So we needed depth in those positions. They signed a nose tackle, Breeden Felico, to a 1-year contract. Now, I might have mispronounced the name, and sometimes that's the way it is, but I don't have my glasses on because there's a reflection. So I don't want to look like some kind of science project when I'm trying to do this. So we signed him to a 1-year deal. Thanks, Shane, for loving it. We signed him to a 1-year deal. He spent 3 seasons with the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, he signed as a free agent following the 2021 draft. He played 23 games. He started 12. He had 36 career tackles, including 15 for solo tackles. He's from Hawaii. You can't go wrong with that. He's probably Polynesian or Samoan. You can't go wrong with a Samoan on your team. You really can't. Cousin Mike Baroni, how you doing down there in Kentucky? Thank you for tuning into the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty show. So he played college ball at Louisiana State. So like I said, he's for depth. We needed that. We don't have a lot on the defensive line. So I like to see that moves. Omar Khan has been making some moves in this offseason that you got to keep up with all the moves. It's like he's playing chess. You know what I mean? He's getting on the board and he's knighting and rooking everything. So he's using some pawns to get some knights. So we also signed safety Keanu Neal. Now, Neal signed a 2-year contract. He's a safety. He will add depth to the Steelers' secondary, which we've been signing a little bit of depth on that. I don't know what they're going to draft because there's a couple mock drafts still going. I haven't done one yet. I still want to do one. I still got to get some time to do a mock draft. There's been a lot of speculation, guys, on what the Steelers are going to do. Are they going to trade up? Are they going to trade back? Or are they going to trade? Yes, Benjamin says they are going to win the division. I agree with you, Benjamin. I think that the Steelers have a good shot to get another, instead of being 9-8, maybe 11-5, but I'm not going to give those predictions until I get the schedule out, and I will give my predictions later on before the start of the 2023 season. We will make it a big, giant mega show, maybe a mega cast with my boys from the Steelers Realm podcast, and get some of the guys, maybe Shane, or maybe Rich Smoke. He's a Philadelphia Eagles fan, but he knows football. Look, you know what I mean? It's a mega cast. I like people's opinions, and that's what podcasting is all about. So Mr. Neal signed a 2-year contract. He was originally drafted by the Atlanta Falcons in first round in the 2016 draft. He spent 5 years with the Atlanta Falcons. Now, he spent 2022 as of late. He was with the Cowboys for a couple years. He spent 2022 with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Neal has played 80 career games. He has started 61 of them. And like I said, he adds depth to the Steelers' secondary. And that is a good thing because I don't know if they're going to draft one of these secondary players. I do not know. So, but the Steelers also met guard Osiris Torrance out of Florida. He's a Gator. Okay. He met with the Steelers. He's projected to go in the first round. So some players are actually coming into Pittsburgh. The Steelers have met some players. You know, they're coming in, they're flying in, they're sitting down, they're eating lunch, they're eating brunch, they're drinking a sarsaparilla, and they're talking Steeler football to get to the eyes of what the Pittsburgh organization is looking at when it comes draft day. There's people coming in and out. Every day somebody's coming with Pittsburgh, or Pittsburgh is meeting somebody. So now this is a huge, I don't know how huge it is, but there was rumors about a trade that was speculated against, and you guys let's see if you guys can agree with this trade. Would you take this trade? Would you take, because Omar Khan is considering a wild trade with pick 17. It says that pick 17, he's looking for Broderick Jones. So would you trade up to get Broderick Jones as a left tackle? He's the pure left tackle in the whole draft. Richard Smoke, what's up? Rich says they do too. Many trade speculations in the offseason. Yeah, probably way too many speculations. I mean, I just go with a couple mock drafts and a couple rumors, just to add to the flair of the show, because in the offseason, I'm pulling news out of the hay bales, you know what I mean? So now if the Steelers are looking, which I would like to see him get a tackle. I mean, I really would, but most of the tackles that they might be gone. So those Omar Khan, roll the dice and do a wild trade with pick 17 and trade up for Broderick Jones. He's a pure left tackle. That's a big speculation. That could happen. There's been a whole bunch of mock situations where the Steelers are trading down to get more picks. But, I mean, they're only trading down into like the 30s or the 25 pick for the 17th, stuff like that. So, do they do that? That is one situation. I mean, we only got about 3 more weeks for the draft, which will be Thursday night. I know we're going to have a mega cast for that with the boys from Steelers Realm podcast, and we'll watch it the whole way up to when the Steelers are drafting, and I know it'll be excited. And Rich Smoke says, if I'm the Steelers, I'm careful about trading up, he says. I think there are too many holes to fill on that defense. I'd really be focusing more on the secondary as well. So Rich was looking to not trade up and actually take some defensive help. I still want that nose tackle, Sika from Hawaii, in the 3rd round. I've seen some mock drafts with him. I seen also mock drafts with the nose tackle or defensive tackle from Michigan. I don't know much about him. Mike Stitt, thanks for tuning into the Triple B Black Gold Dynasty show. But I will take I will take a tackle, an offensive tackle, if we can get the top ones in that. I don't know about, like Rich Smoke said, about the trading up. It might just fall in our laps anyway. I mean, there are so many speculations on the NFL draft with these mock drafts. I mean, they change every day. They change more than people change their underwear. That's how daily that they're changing. So, and also another rumor. Now, this is a rumor. This one was a speculation about maybe, trading up for Broderick Jones, the tackle, the left tackle. Now, this one is only rumors, so don't bite my head off. And I'm just going with some stuff because it could happen. Because this guy here, he got paid $18 million, no touchdowns last year at all. So, hey, Steele, thanks for tuning in, brother. I don't know. Maybe I'll get your guys' Steele, I'll get your opinion on this. And Rich Smoke, I'll get your opinion on this. The Texans owned the number 12 pick in the draft. Okay. Houston, the Texans trade the pick to the Steelers for Dante Johnson for the 49th pick and 120th overall pick. What do you guys think about that trade? Would you take that trade? Would you trade Dante Johnson for the 49th pick and the 120th pick? Would you do that? I know we're a little bit slacking on the receiving core, but honestly, I believe there's receivers out there. I believe the Steelers will take some receivers in the middle rounds, 4, 5, maybe 6. I do believe that. So do you think, I'll give you guys some time because I know the social media Facebook site and StreamYard is sometimes not as fast as me talking because I do talk pretty fast. But I would take that trade. I would take that. I would take that for Dante. Steele says not very deep at receiver. Yeah, I know, Steele. I know. So you're going to say no on that trade. Okay, you're probably going to say no. So you stay with Dante, and hopefully he can get 3 touchdowns. But I mean, but honestly, do you think they'll throw more to the tight ends and be running the ball? Now, there's been people speculating on here still that Kenny Pickett will get like I believe 25 touchdowns next year. I would hope so. But also too, Pickens got to get at least 10 of them. And Dante, since last year's production, I don't see Dante getting the rest of them. So they draft somebody, or Freiermuth gets about 7 or 8. Connor Haywood, might get I don't know. So what do you think about that, guys? So I mean, like I said, it's a lot of speculation. That's all I can do on till we get to the draft, till we get some stuff set in motion for the Steelers to, solidify what they need. I do believe Rich says they need depth big time right now. Losing those 2 picks stings, and losing another receiver is not the best move, even if Johnson is disappointed. Okay, I got 2 that says no. Okay, I was getting maybe an overzealous, of getting rid of him and trying to go with maybe another rookie, get a rookie receiver in there, but that's not going to be good. Steele says he will score this year. 22 to 27 touchdowns for Kenny. I like they hired. Yeah, you beat me to the punch, Steele. They like that they hired an offensive coach today. Yeah, you just beat me to the punch, brother. And speaking of the offensive coach that Mr. Steele was talking about, the Steelers hired former Arizona State offensive coordinator Glenn Thomas. Could this be the guy that could probably sit in the wings and take the offense off of Matt Canada? We shall see. He brings 20 years of coaching experience throughout the NFL, college, and to the Steelers recently. 2022, he was with Arizona State. He was the quarterback coach with Atlanta for 3 years. Worked at Baylor. Worked with my cousin Charlie Brewer. We're not related. I just threw that in there. Making him one of the top quarterbacks in that team's history. Rich, I agree. Mr. Smoke, the smartest man in Philly, said Canada is a cancer. He is the Vince McMahon of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He can't fucking book a play, and he can't book a main event. So yeah, he had so yes, so now we got somebody that could add to the offense, give it a little bit of pizzazz, maybe, because now Benjamin says trade up. Okay, but like Mr. Steele said and Rich Smoke said, we don't have depth at receivers, Benjamin, which I can concur. I can turn the tide and agree with them on that. Um, and Rich says the offense last year was as much fun to watch as our future Monday Night Wars. Ross. And hopefully the hire improves things. I hope so too. And that was just today they just hired him, that Steele pointed out. That was just today that they hired him, and we shall see. So that's a good. I mean, at least they got some more coaches. I don't think they have too many coaches in the Steelers offensively and defensively, because the Pittsburgh Steelers is the Dollar General of paying coaches, and they don't have that many coaches under their umbrella. So, but yeah, I mean that's just that's just how it is. So yeah, we got a nose tackle at depth. We got a safety. We got prospective college players in the draft coming to Pittsburgh, meeting with the Steelers. The Steelers are meeting with people. The trade that you guys I talked about, which the rumors were about Dante Johnson. A couple of you said no, and you two actually know football, so you're probably absolutely right. I'm probably fucked up, and I just wanted to get rid of Dante because he didn't score any touchdowns last year, and 18 million. It could be added. They take his salary and whatever, but I don't know. And I'm sure there might be a trade. We might trade up, like I said. So we will have to see. But honestly, next week will be something. I think the Steelers are done at free agency right now. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't think they're going to sign anybody else. I don't think they're going to sign, I don't think Mason Rudolph, unless he doesn't want to come back to Pittsburgh, they will not sign him for dollar bargain prices. I think Watt will be gone. I don't think Derek's going to play, and I think somebody says that actually Connor Hayward is actually a better fullback than Derek Watt. So, and they can add more as the tight end and get him out of the backfield, and he can catch some balls. And he's actually I know he's a better runner than Derek Watt. And they won't pay him because I think Derek Watt, his contract at one time was $9 million, and Steelers aren't going to pay that. I think Omar Khan is trimming some fat, and we'll go from there. I wish he would sign. He hasn't signed. He signed some linemen. He did not sign any receivers. No veteran receivers coming into camp. Miles Boykin is still in the chopping block and waiting dock to actually get signed. So if they give him an economical contract, will he take it? And he figured probably, I'm going to say probably yes, because nobody else is knocking down his door. And they did sign, like last week, they did sign Zach Gentry and Kazi to their contracts. And I believe the money was disclosed. So that's good. I like Zach Gentry. He's a good tight end. He'll block. And I honestly believe, guys, that the Steelers are going to be more of a running team. But Steele says 20, I believe, wait, hold on a second. I just make sure it was right. Oh, I can't see it now. It was like 22 to 27 touchdowns of Kenny Pickett. I know Steele is a big Kenny Pickett fan, a big supporter of Pitt. He liked Kenny Pickett at Pitt. And he likes Kenny Pickett as a quarterback. And I hope that the offense around him, Steele, can actually get those touchdowns that you just said. I'm okay with that. It's going to be a nitty-gritty season. It's going to be depends on who we play, when we play them, and we have to beat them at our game instead of being the team that has no energy and look lethargic when they go out, like the 2-6 Steelers in that first part of last year's season. We can't have that. We got to come off the blocks strong, but we also got to get out of a good team offensively and defensively on the lines. I think Omar Khan has solidified that off. I think that offensive line is going to be pretty good. Steele says they will probably grab the receiver on the second or third day of the draft. Yes, I agree. Parker Washington? I think the Parker kid from Penn State, they were looking at Steele. And they will go from, there's so many receivers out there. It's just, they're going to get somebody. That'll be okay. And also, too, Calvin Austin III will come back. He can't be like Drew Archer. Remember Drew Archer? They had him, they drafted him, he didn't do shit, and they got rid of him. It was terrible. And he was fast, and he could cut, he couldn't do shit. So hopefully he doesn't remind me of Archer in that 1 year. It could. Hopefully he's not a bust. Hopefully he recovers from his injury and produces in the slot. Or if they get a slot, I believe Ringo could be in the draft. I believe that's the name they were looking at. I think he's 6'2". He's better than Juju, they say, if that's the guy I'm talking about. I think that's it. And like Steele says, and I guarantee they're going to draft some receivers in that second day. They'll probably draft 2. Probably some if they get a first round, they get a tackle. As long as they get me a nose tackle, but we also need an inside. We got a lot of needs. We need an inside linebacker too. If that Campbell guy is around in the third round, you got to take him. That Jack Campbell, he could be there. And if they trade up, it is what it is. We'll have to see. So I mean, hopefully next week I'll know a lot more. For the countdown for the draft. They're also, like I said, we will do that the draft night. We will do a mega cast. I'm going to talk to the boys. I talked to the boys from Steelers Realm podcast, and we will do it, from the one draft. Hey, Chris, thanks for tuning in. From number 1 and to when the Steelers are on, which is a lot sooner this year than last year. And because everybody's busy, I totally understand. It's a nice day out. It's a great day. People are doing some stuff, and I'm glad that you guys tuned in to actually listen to me today, because I know it's a nice day in Western Pennsylvania and Eastern Pennsylvania, because Rich Smoke lives in the Philadelphia land, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. You guys can go back, if you just jumped on, you can go back and hit the replay. I put these all on the YouTube channel. Okay, before I go, Steele says, offensive tackle, quarterback, edge rusher, first 3 picks, no particular order. Yeah, I agree with that, Steele. I'm okay with that. I'd like to see the offensive tackle in the first round. A nice tackle to protect Kenny Pickett. Like when Kenny Pickett moves, he's right there. So Kenny Pickett does not need any more concussions. I don't want to see that. So Maxine, thanks for tuning in to the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty. But also too, those are good picks. Those are good picks for that first 3. Still, and hopefully if they don't trade up, maybe we can get that. That'll be great. I mean, it's getting closer this time to all these mock drafts. I want to do a mock draft, like I said, just to see if I'm any good. If I can get anybody or one person at the Steelers draft, I can get that on the board. I'm going to have to play on my computer here and see how to do that. I've never done that before, and I want to do it before the draft so I can actually give you guys my picks. I know I kept saying that, but it's been very, very busy. I've been doing podcasts all week. So, but like I said, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You can hit like and subscribe to the Triple B Experience on YouTube. You can listen to my shows on Spotify, and every Wednesday during the off season, we'll be on for Talking Steelers. Now, when the regular season comes, I'll be doing 2 shows weekly. I'll be talking about the aftermath, and then we're reviewing who the Steelers are playing. Short, sweet, and to the point. And and I try to get some people on to talk, Pittsburgh Steelers football and get some guests on the show. Some people don't like to come on, or some people just are a little timid, but that's okay too. We're going to get some people on the show. Brian Burns is in search of Leonard Nimoy. He hasn't, I'm waiting for him to come on, but also the FCC might shut me down. So, but that'll be funny if it does. If it does, I'm out of business. So, but honestly, thank you guys for tuning in. Hit like and subscribe. If you just got on, hit the, watch the replay. I'll share it. I share them all the time, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And I will see you guys next week for the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty. But also, too, Friday, I'll see you for the Triple B Experience if you want to talk about all the stuff in pop culture that I do, and then ranting and raving about life in general. That is the time that I do it Friday nights at 8 o'clock. It's the third show of the week, and I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Thank you guys. Have a great night. I'll see you guys Friday, and if not, I will see you next Wednesday. Go Steelers. Have a great night, and I'll see you. Take care, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate